Hello and welcome to quite possibly the most important video you'll ever watch. The top 10 NPCs in Genshin Impact. Alright, so coming in at number 10, we have none other than the legend Charles himself. Yes, that's right, the bartender of whatever this bar is called. This man can single-handedly fuel your alcoholism as you try to find a way to cope with the lack of endgame content currently in Genshin Impact. But not only that, he can help you cope when your account inevitably gets hacked due to the lack of security in this game. So for that reason, he makes it to the number 10 spot on my list. Oh my god, he's disappeared again! Alright, here he is, okay. Coming in at number 9, we have none other than the legendary Nimrod himself. This absolute legend of a man is a complete alcoholic and sneaks away from his wife to drink all day because that's just what model human beings do. He's an inspiration to the youth and should be treated as such. But not only that, he is also a secret member of the Treasure Hoarders, making him an even greater hero of this country. And can you please stop running away from me, like, for the last time, please? And for those reasons, he makes it to the number 9 spot on my list. Alright, coming in at number 8, we have none other than the brave, courageous Hopkins The Marvelous. The best businessman in Teyvat. Now, this man sells the legendary holy water for only 300 mora. The cheap price of 300 mora. He can single-handedly help quench the thirst left by the content droughts currently in Genshin Impact. Yes, he can keep you hydrated whilst there is no content currently to quench your thirst to play this game. So for that reason alone, he must make this list. But not only that, he also is the most brave and courageous NPC in the whole of Teyvat, as he bravely fought off a wolf pack earlier on in, I think it was like Razor's Quest or something. Oh god, I should have researched for this really, shouldn't I? Oh well. For those reasons, Hopkins The Marvelous had to make it to the top 8. Okay, coming in at number 7, we have the legendary Stanley. That's right, Teyvat's greatest adventurer to have ever lived. Now, this man dedicates his whole life to maintaining his fallen comrades' legacy. That's right, he tells the stories of Stanley and then spent during the day, and then he spends his nights drinking away the pain. Now, whilst that is sad, I'm sure he makes a great drinking buddy and will tell you all of his stories. And, you know, we need a way to pass time during this content drought, so I'm sure Stanley's stories and drinking with him in the bar is the great way to spend that time. Right, thus far this list has been a little bit of a sausage fest, much to the delight of our number 6 contestant, Yinga. Yes, that's right, she makes it to the number 6 spot on my list of the top 10 NPCs. Now, she has the most memorable side quest out of all the NPCs, or was it main quest, I can't remember. And she can single-handedly make the virgin neckbeards that play this game feel as though they have female contact. That reason alone, she has to make this top 10 list. To be honest, I don't really have much else to say about her, so we're just going to move on to number 5. Right, we're now approaching the top 5. That's right, we're in the top 5 of the best NPCs in Genshin Impact. And starting off the top 5, we have a model knight of the Knights of Favonius who's run off. Hold on a second. Godwin himself. Oh my god, who's trying to attack me now? So, so Godwin, what an absolutely legendary knight of Favonius, hand-selected by Varka himself to enter. What the hell? Excuse me, I'm trying to do a list. Right. Where was I? Right. Godwin, single-handedly selected by Varka himself to go on an expedition. Now, you may be wondering, why is he here? That is because he lost the keepsake to his precious Gloria, his girlfriend who he loves very much. Now, he nobly decided to stay behind to try and find it, and said that he would catch up. Being the legendary knight that he is, he would catch up with the rest of the crew. Stop running away from me. But he failed to realise where to look for the rest of the knights. Therefore, he decided to spend the rest of his time... Oh my days, please, can you stop running towards enemies, Godwin? Right, okay. Let's try this again. So he nobly decides to stay behind and look for his keepsake that belonged to his girlfriend. And then fails to know where the rest of the crew had headed off to. And thus decided that instead of returning home to his girlfriend, who's worried sick about him, that he would instead stay out here until... I don't know what he's waiting for, to be honest with you. I don't know what he's expecting to happen. But yeah. So what an absolutely inspirational man. I'm sure everyone can look up to him for that. You know, such a noble heart and such bravery. I'm sure every knight of the Favonius should look up to and aspire to be more like Godwin. So, next let's move on to the top 4. Alright guys, here we are with the number 4 spot. Who else could it be other than Albert himself? Yes, that's right. The head of the Barbara fan club. Who else could it possibly be? What an absolutely inspirational man yet again. I mean, all of the top 4 are inspirational people, but... Albert's just something else, really, honestly. Like, he spends all of his day just looking out for Barbara. He just loves Barbara so much, and you just have to respect the man. I mean, his devotion, just as he says, his devotion to his cause is unlike any other NPC in this game, and for that reason he has to rank highly on this list. Now, you may be thinking, but Theo, he's creepy. I don't know what you're talking about. He's literally such a brave and noble man, just simply looking out for his for his girl, you know. That's all he's doing. You have to respect him. He's a simp. He is a legendary simp. Therefore, he must make the number 4 spot. Right, let's move on to number 3. Kicking off the top 3, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Timaeus himself. Now that's right, he is the best alchemist in Mondstadt. Now you may be thinking, what about Albert? What? Not Albert. What about Albedo? What about Sucrose? Well, they can't hold a candle to Timaeus' sheer intellect and knowledge of alchemy. You know, he's just so fantastic. And, you know, whenever you want to craft something, he'll just simply block your way. And I'm sure we've all spoken to him and gained so much knowledge from speaking to him when we definitely want to speak to him. Like, please, can you move out of the way, Timaeus? Like, I digress. Anyway, this wonderful man, not only is he devoted to his cause, but he is interested in teaching you about alchemy yourself. So, without him, we simply would not be able to use this crafting table to begin with. Therefore, I can forgive him for getting in the way of that table all the time. So, we thank the legend Timaeus once again, as we now move on to the number 2 spot. And the number 2 spot, the second best NPC in Genshin Impact. Who is it? Who else could it be other than the legend Timmy himself? Ah, what a hero. His father left him at a young age, and befriended the pigeons. And this poor child gets mentally tortured and scarred by the community as you continue to kill his pigeon friends on a daily basis to acquire fowl. But this hero, it will one day become the most threatening villain in the whole of Teyvat. We saw his ruin guard during Venti's quest, and I honestly fear for my safety. That's why Timmy's on the number 2 spot. Honestly, he wouldn't have made the list had it not been for that. The fact that I fear for my life right now. Every time I kill his pigeons, I kind of run away in fear out of this monster right here. So please don't hurt me, Timmy. Please, I put you in the number 2 spot. Please don't hurt me. Alright, so finally we come to the number 1 spot. Now, who could possibly be the number 1 best Genshin Impact NPC, you may ask? Well, who else could it be other than the courageous, brave adventurer, reckless Paladin himself? Now, sadly, I cannot find him, as you can only see him during the quest, and I've tried for, you know, to find him and run around the locations that he spawns at, but I just can't find him. So it brings me great sadness to say that we cannot see his brilliance in front of our eyes, so we're just gonna have to use our imagination and the power of editing to hopefully, you know, get an idea of what's going on. But Reckless Paladin, how could he possibly not be the number 1? He is so courageous and brave as he cowers in front of baby fire slimes and little hilly shells who like throw rocks and stuff at him. Such a brave man who's a model adventurer that all adventurers should look up to. Now, he is a symbol of bravery amongst the whole of Teyvat, and not just the Adventurer Guild, but the whole of Teyvat. Everyone should look up to this man. And most importantly, he's a man who stands for gender equality, as he brutally shoved Sucrose out of the way during the Cryo Regisvine event, triggering many weebs and making them very angry at him. However, we all know deep down that Reckless Paladin is the true Chad who stands for gender equality. Now, that is why he has to be at the number 1 spot. So yet again, I'm so sorry I could not find him. But this concludes the top 10 best NPCs. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to comment down below what your top 10 NPCs are. And I guess I'll see you next time. Kicking off the top 3, we have the... Alright, let's try it again.